Today, we are learning about data distribution, building off of what we learned the other day with statistical questions and frequency tables. So today we are going to learn about reading our graphs and charts. So data, displaying data. Data can be displayed in various groups, including dot plots, histograms, and box plots. Dot plots are useful for showing center and variance. Okay, so when they say center, they mean where that data lies. We'll give more information on that. And variance is how it varies, how the data varies. Okay, so displaying data is how it's shown. Okay, now one way that it's shown is through the spread. So they call it variability or spread. And the data points describes how far apart the data is from one another. This can also be represented by the range. So I'm going to give you a way to solve for range. The range is the difference between the highest and lowest data point. Now, we also would have the center. Now, when we're talking about center, like I had said over here, it's not just the center of the line or the center of the graph. It's the center where most of the data lies. We'll be getting to median and mean, but it is important to know that they represent the center of data. And when the data is skewed, then using the median is the best representation of the data. But when the data is symmetrical, then the mean is the best representation of the data. We'll be coming to this more later in the week. Another thing we look at is shape. So if we have data that is symmetrical, now very rarely are you ever going to have a perfectly symmetrical graph. It can happen, but it's not going to be a common occurrence. What symmetrical means is that it's about even on both sides. If something has symmetry, it's a mirror image, okay? Now, look here, we have skewed right, but here is the left and here is the right, but we call this skewed right because most of the data is on the left. Isn't that interesting? Now look here, we still have left and right, but this one is skewed left, although most of the data is on the right. I'm going to put a little extra something in there. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start to use all of this information here to go ahead and read and interpret this here. So this is a dot plot, okay? And it's a doctor's office, and it talks about the pulse of each patient and how it was recorded. This means beats per minute, okay? Now, we look at the data, and it says, what is the lowest pulse? Well, it's not the lowest dot, it's the lowest recorded pulse, which would be 64 beats per minute. Then we find the highest pulse. How do I know? Because it says pulse at rest, so 80. Not 76, 78 has no one, 80 there is one person, so that would be the highest beats per minute. What is the most common? I simply look at which one has the most dots, and that would be 70. beats per minute. How many people had a pulse over 76? Now, it's not 76 and over, it's over 76, and there only is one person. How would you describe the general spread? Well, here is what I would look at. When I look at this, I would say it is somewhat symmetrical. It's not perfect, but it is somewhat symmetrical. And that's the general. General is important because it's not telling you to be super specific. Okay? Now I'm going to add on a couple of questions that they did not put in. So here's F. How many people were surveyed? So how do I figure that out? I just go ahead and count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 24 people. And the final question is G, and I'm going to squeeze it in down here, and it is, what is the range? Oops, I forgot those words. What is the range? So remember what range is. The difference, meaning subtracting the highest and the lowest data point. The highest data point is 80. The lowest data point is 64. And when I subtract those, I end up with 16. Okay, so let's take a look at our next page. Now, if you needed to, you could write all this in your notebook. It does take a little bit extra, but all that is very important information. So we're going to analyze these two dot plots. First, we're going to take a look at plot A, and then we'll go straight to plot B. So where is most of the data located? It's located on the left, and most of it is within 1 and 2. This is, I don't know, this is spread out. It's not really left nor right, so it's kind of spread out with most within the 20 range. How spread out is this data? Well, this data on plot A, it's pretty close together. So I would note that, close together. But you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to take the range. Range is, and I would take 6, not 8, 6, because that has the data point, minus 0, so the range is 6. This one is pretty spread out, which we already mentioned. But the range, let's see this range. Now this data, of course, has a larger interval set. So 24 minus 10, which is 14. So a much wider range than this one. Now, is this data grouped around the left, the middle, or the right? This is grouped around the left. Therefore, and this symbol means therefore, it is skewed right. This one, it's around the middle. So here's 3, here's 2, and here in the middle, there's 5. It's kind of interesting. So it's around the middle. And it's a tiny bit symmetrical, not, it could be a bit symmetrical, a bit. I don't know if that's a real mathematical term. Symmetrical is, but a bit, I don't think so. What could this data represent? So that means, like, what happened? What were they graphing? What would the title be? So that's what I'll write down. What would I entitle this? Well, if you recall the other day, we were determining the number of siblings that students had. So we could say what that this is what this is. So it could be the number of siblings in math class. Now, over here, now we have from 10 to 24. So I started to think, well, I'm math geared. How about it's the number of minutes students do math homework? That will definitely work. And finally, let's take a look at our next and final graph. These are histograms, which is a fancy name for a touching bar graph. We have basketball points and the height of pediatric patients. We have the frequency, how often it occurs, and the number of points that were scored. Here we have the number of patients and the height. So we're going to look at scored in a game, what type of distribution. So this, if all my data is on the left, it is skewed right. Okay, so that is one thing to take a look at. And something else I can say, where's most of the data can be found? Most data found between, now look here, it goes from 0 to 19. So we use 2 of those bars there, and we can do that. That helps us because that is most of the data. Then, now we're going to cross this off because there is a typo, and this is the height of pediatric patients instead. Sorry about that. So, where can most of this data be found? Well, this data is skewed left because most of the data is on the right. And most of the data found between 45 and 55. Most data found so that, oops, 55, I was 45. And that is how we would analyze graphs.